as I speak right now, Cassandra Ventura has taken the stand.
To urinate on Cassie.
He faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars.
What happens when one of the most powerful men in music tries to outsmart the American legal system? On May 8th, 2025, in a packed Manhattan federal courtroom, everything changed. The man once known for revolutionizing hip-hop, Shawn Diddy Combs, now stood at the heart of a legal firestorm. No one could have predicted what came next. Perjury, witness tampering, a judge pushed to his breaking point, and now, the threat of a life sentence. This is the day it all spiraled out of control. Shawn Combs, better known as Diddy, has been under intense legal scrutiny since late 2023. Multiple civil lawsuits, federal investigations, and a sweeping racketeering indictment had already placed the music mogul in the crosshairs. But it wasn't until the courtroom doors opened on May 5th, 2025, jury selection day, that the gravity of his situation truly became apparent. The trial was expected to last 8 to 10 weeks. Prosecutors were confident. The defense looked rattled. By May 8th, during a supposedly procedural hearing, things exploded into a full-blown crisis. The hearing was meant to finalize a pool of 45 jurors. Instead, it triggered what legal analysts now call a judicial earthquake. Prosecutors dropped a bomb, evidence that Diddy had lied under oath. According to court documents, Combs previously denied contacting witnesses, but new evidence painted a different story. While detained at MDC Brooklyn, Diddy had allegedly used other inmates' accounts to make unauthorized calls. 8 different inmates, multiple three-way calls, all carefully orchestrated to circumvent prison monitoring. But it gets worse. One of the selected jurors worked at MDC Brooklyn, the same facility Diddy was being held in a case already clouded by allegations of manipulation and coercion. This revelation shocked everyone in the courtroom. This alone raised serious concerns about potential jury bias. Was this a mistake or an intentional plant? The possibility sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Judge Arun Subramanian didn't just react, he detonated. In a rare move, he chastised both the prosecution and defense for failing to catch the juror conflict. But most of his ire was reserved for Combs himself. He accused the defendant of undermining the very foundation of the trial. Then came the hammer. He revoked key procedural privileges for the defense team, crippled their trial flexibility, and referred Diddy for federal perjury charges. The courtroom was dead silent. Reporters present say you could hear a pin drop. Judge Subramanian's tone was sharp. He made it clear this trial would not be turned into a circus. Any deviation from truth, transparency, or ethical conduct would be dealt with severely. But this wasn't an isolated misstep. Prosecutors unveiled call records showing Diddy contacted a woman named Keena Harper 128 times in just 4 days. Harper was a former associate and a key witness. According to prosecutors, Diddy pleaded for support, urged her to remember the good times, and subtly reminded her of past financial help. Legal experts call this textbook witness manipulation. What looked like desperate contact attempts were now being reframed as coordinated efforts to sway testimony and cloud the truth. This pattern extended to others too, using intermediaries, coded messages, and emotional manipulation. And that's where perjury comes in. Diddy had previously told the court none of this ever happened. Diddy's legal downfall isn't unfolding in a vacuum. One name has re-emerged with force: Philip Pines. his former senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021, Pines alleges he was coerced into sex acts and forced to clean up after wild parties called freak-offs, drugs, cameras, power dynamics, and a chilling quote, "Prove your loyalty to me, King." Pines' claims were initially dismissed as tabloid fodder. Not anymore. Now they're part of a larger narrative showing how Diddy used fear, sex, and silence to control those around him. Legal commentators noted how the environment described by Pines closely mirrored themes present in the federal indictment. Diddy's defense team, once confident, is now scrambling. Led by top-tier attorneys Mark Agnifilo and Anna Estvow, they're now operating without full procedural access. Legal analysts speculate the revoked privileges may limit how evidence is challenged or how witnesses are cross-examined. The revocation reportedly includes restrictions on witness cross-examination strategies, late evidence submissions, and limitations on jury instructions, all devastating to a complex defense. With jury selection underway, the defense now faces an uphill battle, with the judge openly skeptical of their client's honesty. This case isn't just about one man. Other high-profile names have been swept into the storm. Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drusky were named in a related civil case, accused of a 2018 gang assault at a party tied to Diddy's circle. Both deny the claims, but the allegations, real or not, create a complex web prosecutors must navigate carefully. Then came Courtney Burgess. She claims Diddy owns videotapes of sexual encounters, some involving celebrities, some allegedly minors. She has gone on record calling him Lucifer. Burgess says she fears retaliation and has gone into hiding. The court may subpoena her, bringing even more controversy into the spotlight. The court of public opinion is already delivering its own verdict. 3 prior bail denials, multiple lawsuits, and now the possibility of new federal charges for lying under oath. If convicted, Diddy faces decades behind bars. The perjury charge alone could add 5 years per count, and that's in addition to sex trafficking, racketeering, and witness tampering. His defense team must now prepare for a multi-front legal war, with limited tools and diminished credibility. Social media has erupted. Hashtags like "Diddy trial" and "No one above the law" are trending. Public sentiment appears to be turning rapidly. This case has become bigger than Diddy. It's now a test of how the legal system responds when wealth and celebrity collide with abuse and coercion. For years, his empire of music, fashion, and media was untouchable. But the events of May 8th suggest the courts aren't afraid to challenge that power. The judge's fury wasn't just about one lie. It was about the integrity of justice being compromised. Legal watchdog groups have issued statements praising Judge Subramanian's stance. It marks a pivotal moment in public faith in the justice system. As opening statements approach, one question looms larger than ever. Can Diddy get a fair trial after this? With jurors about to hear a storm of disturbing testimony, media speculation, and explosive accusations, the courtroom is no longer just a place for justice, it's a battlefield. And for Diddy, the stakes couldn't be higher. He's no longer just fighting charges, he's fighting to save what's left of his legacy, and perhaps his freedom. Observers note that any misstep from here forward could seal his fate. With new potential charges and past behavior under review, every move matters. This is no longer a scandal, it's a reckoning. What happens when fame meets justice? when deception challenges due process. We're watching that question play out in real time. Subscribe to Backstage Brief, hit that notification bell, and comment below. Do you think Diddy will walk free? Or is this the final chapter of his empire? We'll keep bringing you the truth, no matter how dark it gets.